Wouldn't it be nice if we could keep older scouts involved after they turn 18? Wow. Hey, ScouterStan, let's talk a little bit about the College Scouter Reserve. This is something that was brought up in a question that we had right here on the channel that was really concerning the Order of the Arrow. And this was in regards to keeping Order of the Arrow youth membership. And I did some research and I found out some really fascinating facts. Now, when we're talking about youth membership versus adult membership in the Order of the Arrow, you have to have a youth membership somewhere in scouting. When a scout in a Scouts BSA troop environment turns 18, they're no longer considered to be a youth. They're an adult. And because of that, they have certain restrictions. There is a loophole where a youth can actually extend their activities in the Order of the Arrow, but they have to keep some youth membership somewhere. And that's done through venturing crew, Sea Scouts, and of course Explorers. Now, we did a whole video on that, okay? And it talks about that whole subject. I'll put the link up there. Go see that if you're confused about this 1821 thing, okay? It is all explained in there in this OA exemption. It's not really an exemption, come think of it. It is more of a way of keeping your youth membership and staying to the core values as a OA member wanting to be a youth member, okay? So a lot of scouts out there kind of bend that realm a little bit, okay? If you're going to live up to the scout law where it says trustworthy, you have to understand if it says that you have to be a youth member to be in the youth parts of the Order of the Arrow, to be truthful, you need to be that way, okay? Bending the rules for this 3-year period of gray, not very trustworthy, if you know what I mean. Now, this one question spawned off several videos about all of those things. But as far as the College Scouter Reserve, that's really the core thing that I researched. And I found out one very important fact. It's for adults. It's not for youth. It quite clearly even says it in the name. We often talk about scouts and scouters, okay? Scouters Reserve is an adult job description. It is what that's about. So when in Scouts BSA, a youth turns 18 on their 18th birthday, they become an adult within Scouts BSA. At that point, if they wish to continue as an adult leader, they have to fill out an adult application, which has a background check, and they have to go online and do the youth protection training. And they have to keep that current. Every 2 years, they have to keep that current. So this is the requirements of all adult leaders. Now, keep in mind that this is a position that is for scouters, adults, going off to school. They're over 18 in Scouts BSA, that's an adult. They're over that age and they're going off to college. The College Scouter Reserve for units is known as Job Code 92U. There is a Venture Scouter College Reserve for adults in venturing. That means they have to be 21 or older. That is code 92V. So there is a large amount of scouts and scouters out there who are confused about this position. It's important that we set this straight, that the college reserve is meant for adults. Now, before we go any further, I do want to invite you to our monthly meeting. It's on the first Sunday of each month, and it's at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So you're more than welcome to join us and ask questions and just have fun. You know, that's one of those wonderful things about that meeting. I also want to thank everybody on Patreon for their continued support of our channel. And our channel members. You can be a channel member. You hit the join button and join up. There's all kinds of badges and emojis and different things. They even get the videos exclusively for themselves, ad-free, which is an added bonus. And then, of course, if you don't want to join in and do a monthly donation, you could always do a one-time donation by hitting the thanks button. So get involved. I really do appreciate all that you do in scouting and here on the channel. Now, it's important to remember that this position is adult. And because of that, they still need to fill out the application. They still need to do the background check. And they still need to do their YPT. With that, they are treated as an adult, scout-facing adult. So when they can come back to the unit and give service to the unit, they are treated as an adult, fully trained and ready to go. Now, other than that, the College Reserve really doesn't have any additional training. There's several reasons. This position is meant for new adults that are at school, away at school, so that when they're on break or they came back from school or something, or the summertime or whatever, they can still participate within the scouting unit as an adult leader. That's the wonderful thing. Now, the thing about that is that if you look at a lot of the units that take young people, young adults, that have just turned 18, and you turn them into assistant scoutmasters, they have to go through the training to be a scoutmaster. Okay, to be in the Scoutmasters, you have to go through all of that training. There's also outdoor training and basic skills. There's all kinds of stuff that they need to do in order to help your journey to excellence. Now, when your JTE rolls around and you have these assistant Scoutmasters that haven't done all that training, it counts against the unit. Okay? That's where the College Reserve comes in. Once they've done their YPT, they've done all the training that's needed for that position. So that is a great thing, and it doesn't detriment the unit, especially when it comes to JTE. Now you have these young adults doing the College Reserve, and they come back on a relatively good basis to the unit. What do you do with them? Well, I recommend that you have them help the unit with a lot of the Life Scouts that are struggling with projects. A lot of projects are approved but don't have any kind of coach on the project. This could also be a mentor for the Life Scout to Eagle process. So this would be a great position for anyone in College Reserve. Now, a lot of times they may be out of town. So a phone call, you got to keep your 2 deep leadership, and that's something you got to really watch with new adults. You have to make sure that they live up to the YPT training that they go through. So maybe they could do emails and stuff to that scout and help them along that process. That would be awesome. Another great thing that the College Reserve position can actually come in and help out at campouts. They can help out at Camporees and other adventures, canoe trips, hiking, all the different things that are needed. And with having the college reserve, a lot of time those are during times that they can come back and do service for the unit. The college reserve is perfect for your recruitment team. This would be a great way for this young adult to get involved with the recruitment. They are the results of what this troop and what the unit has put together, okay? As far as a program, they can actually go there and say, we've done this. We've excelled in leadership. That's what parents want to hear. They want to see young adults who went through the same things that their youth are signing up for. So that is a great position for them. Having them involved in the recruitment team is awesome. Also, they can help out in other teams such as advancement. That would be a great team that they could work with. There are so many things that we can get these new young leaders doing for the unit. So many times, I've heard it said many times, that many hands made the load lighter. That is so true. Now you've got new leaders, new adults that want to give leadership back to their unit. That is just incredibly important that we recognize that willingness to give, because we teach that. That's what we do. We teach those things, and it's natural for them to want to give back to their unit. That's the neat thing about College Reserve. Now, we have a lot of times, we have a lot of people that want to give back, but they have not experienced scouting, okay? They want to be involved, but they don't have that experience that this young person does. So that's the thing. We need to grab that and make sure that all the other leaders know about it so that they can really make the unit really roll forward. We do so much for our scouts, and I want you to keep in there, keep working on all these things. Scouting is important, critical, vital for today. We are creating tomorrow's leaders, and you're a big part of that. And I am so proud of all of your hard work. Keep it up, and I'll see you on the trail.